The 50th episode means I need to do something special. And I thought, why should I not explain UX in 50 sentences today? I'm your host Chris, and this is the UX Global's podcast. UX is the number one reason why a company or solution becomes successful or not. A solution can be anything from a product to a software or a service. The thing is that many different components influence the user experience a user perceives. The first is the usability of a solution, which is defined by how easy it is to work with a solution and how supportive it is for the users. Another component that influences the user experience is the visual design, which can also support a solution's usability. The packaging for both products and digital solutions plays an essential role because no one wants to be frustrated by a solution already before he or she has used it. Accessibility is one more aspect you need to take into consideration when creating a great user experience. When systems are available for people with disabilities too, it will always increase the usability for everyone, and therefore it is most of the time a must-do for every project. Furthermore, branding plays a very important role when creating a great user experience, as the users need to be able to identify with more than only the solution. To increase the user experience, you have to create a team that includes participants from all stakeholders and is therefore interdisciplinary. And the last aspect I would like to mention that influences the user experience is the workflow of how you create your solution. The UX workflow is generally separated into the analysis, prototyping, design, implementation, and evaluation phase. The first phase of every project has to be the evaluation or analysis phase. If you already have some prototypes or solutions by someone else, you can begin with the evaluation. But if you have nothing so far, you have to start with the analysis. During the analysis phase, which is almost always the first phase, you have to understand where, when, by whom, and for what your solution will be used. Once you have identified all those components, you can begin with the ideation, which is still part of the analysis phase, as you do not yet start creating a solution. You need to find out, for example, how to sort the functions a solution has so that the user experience is the highest possible. Once you have created a solid concept and have spoken to users about your first ideas and all requirements are clear, you can continue to the prototyping phase. During this stage, it is advisable to start with a paper prototype first. It is the easiest and most time-saving prototyping technique and an excellent opportunity for you to begin with. The first prototypes should always evaluate the concept behind a solution. The more advanced your prototypes get, the more you should focus on details like the visual appearance, which is also the next phase. You could consider the visual design part of the prototyping phase, but separating them stresses that prototyping is to evaluate the concept. The design phase evaluates the quality of the design and shows how it can be improved to increase the overall user experience. The evaluation phase can either prove that a solution is better than the previous model, or can be the foundation for creating the next generation of your solution. This entire workflow has to play a fundamental role in every industry. No matter which solutions a company provides, they all have a user experience. A product has to be ergonomic, so the buttons need to be in the right places, or the size needs to be appropriate, to name just two of them. Therefore, we could work in the entertainment industry and support the creation of television or sound systems, for example. Or we could work for a household appliances manufacturer, as these products get more complex over time too. Another widespread industry is the software business. This field begins with agency or consultancy work, and continues to big companies that provide digital solutions like operating systems or interfaces inside a car. Another business we as UX designers can work in is the service industry. It might sound unfamiliar in the beginning, but services also have a user experience. We all know the robots we are talking to in the call center, and they awake emotions within us, which is part of user experience. Another industry that gets more and more popular is the robotics business. To give you only some examples, I would like to mention autonomous cars and drones, but robots mowing the lawn or hovering the house also have a user experience that we need to create to satisfy the user's needs. So in the end, every industry has job opportunities for UX designers, and this variety makes it so attractive to us at UX Globals. The only thing you have to discover is which industry suits you best. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with trying out multiple different businesses, as this only increases your experience as a UX designer. Due to that expertise, you understand how people perceive products from different industries, and your knowledge will be valuable in other industries too. The perception of user experience in general is really exciting. People cannot simply tell you if they have a great user experience or not, because it depends on so many different components. Furthermore, the subconscious mind perceives a user experience, so users often are not aware of why they love a solution. They can, however, describe what they do not like about it, which is a benefit for all UX designers. Because users can give quite precise feedback on what makes a solution unusable for them. In the end, good user experience comes down to involving users from the beginning on. Do not hesitate to contact users, even with low-fidelity prototypes, like a paper prototype. A general rule is, if you are not ashamed of showing them your first prototype, you started prototyping too late. Never stop putting the focus on your users during the entire process. Those were all the essentials to UX in 50 sentences. Thanks for your support and interest from more than 25 countries so far, and I hope all of you will join me for the next 50 and more episodes again. Join the UX Globals community on Facebook, and remember to always keep pushing. Have a good one.